You can now generate unlimited leads with basically no effort just by using Google and ChatGPT. To do this, we're going to use this search query. There are three parts to this. First one, we're just telling Google which site we want it to search, and Google will now go through that site and only that site. I like to use Instagram.com because a lot of people share their email addresses there. The second part is what niche you want to target. Now, this can be anything, right? It can be a lawyer, doctor, electrician, whatever you want, but it has to be specific. You can't just put business owner in there. The third one, looking for profiles that share their email address. That's great. So first part, all you do is copy that, go to google.com, paste it. Great. You can already see we got a lot of these leads. You can copy this and go straight to chatgpt.com and paste it. Now we get to part two. All we want to do is take this ChatGPT prompt. All it does, it tells ChatGPT to create a table from the data, and that's it. That's all it has to do. You go in, you put that in there. It'll take a second, and boom. All right, let's see. We got all these qualified leads that we're looking for. You can just copy this and put it straight into Google Sheets. And you got all these leads. Now, obviously, you can go in and do this multiple times, as many times as you want, just by going back to the Google page, clicking on next to go to the second page, and pressing Control A or Command A if you're on Mac to select everything, copying it again, and repeating those exact same steps where you go in, paste it into ChatGPT, then paste the prompt to get a filtered, clear list of live leads and create a Google Sheet that's got thousands and thousands of leads. All right, so now we've got all these leads, but we can't just send them a mass email from our email address because that'll get marked as spam. You could send each of these an email one by one, but that's ridiculous and it's really time consuming. There's a better way. What we're going to do is we're going to set up an automation for this. So we go to make.com, and once you're logged in, created an account, you'll see something called create a scenario. So what we're going to do is create a new scenario, and it'll come to this screen. The first thing it'll ask you to do is to pick somewhere you're going to give it data from. So for us, that's Google Sheet, or rather Google Sheets. So now you just click on that, and now once you're in there, it'll ask you what exactly do you want to do. So what we want to do is we want to watch new rows. So this means that whenever a new row is added to our Google Sheet, it'll do something. That's called a trigger. A trigger is something that sets off a chain of actions, sort of like a domino. So you click on this, and now if it's the first time you're connecting make.com to Google Sheets, you'll have to sign in with Google to connect your Google account to that. All right, so once you've done that, you can just go in, and we want to find the file that we've created earlier. I called it generate leads. So let's see. Oh, it was in a different account. So call it generate leads. Oh, perfect. It's found the name. There's only one sheet in there. And what we want to do is set the limit to 1. What that means is it'll just work with one row at a time. And you press OK. And you choose all. Now, once we've done that, what we want to do is come here and enable this. Well, we need to save it first. So save it, and then we come here and enable this. So this is where we choose how often we're going to send emails to these people from our generated leads list. We can do it, 15 minutes, every hour, half an hour, every day. I like to choose an hour. Once an hour, no one's going to mark you as spam, or at least hopefully not. All right. So now we've created, or we've set up where our data is going to come from. Now we need to actually do something with it. So we click on this big plus over here, add another module, and what we want to do is search for Gmail. And specifically, we want to search for Gmail, send an email. Now, just like last time, if this is your first time, you're going to have to sign in with Google for make.com, give it some access and stuff. Once you've done that, you come back to this screen, and what you're going to do is you're going to choose a recipient. So right there, so you can see our Google Sheets, and all you need to do here is just drag and drop this email in there. So what that means is every time, every hour, this action will be done to a new email. So we're going to start with this one, and an hour later, it's going to go on to the next one and the next one. What it'll do is it'll send an email to that particular email address with whatever subject you put in there, and whatever content you put in there. So here's examples. So you can say a question about their business name. Drag and drop in there. So what's going to happen is every time this runs once an hour, it's going to generate a new email. It's going to send a new email to the first email address on the list, to the first business name on the list, and the subject will be question about business. And you can put in whatever content you want there. Are you free? Are you still looking for new clients? Perfect. So that's it. Now you can do this as many times as you want, and you've automated your lead generation and contacts. Enjoy.